Hello guys and welcome back to Polaris Sector where we are at war. We're at war with the Logans who have a fleet above one of our newly established colonies, and we're rushing as fast as we can to meet this new threat. Now then, this is our carrier fleet. Got quite a way to go yet. In the meantime, I am trying to reinforce this Earth-like planet that's going to become a important source of agriculture for us. And we're about to drop off another 100 small ships. So let's assemble those, the Spitfires and the Typhoons. Let's bring back our hauler. So we've now at least got 200 small craft should the enemy try and should the Logans try and advance above that world at least. But I won't be happy until we've at least started to until at least we've secured the space above our own colony here. At the moment, it's not they're not preventing us from doing what we want to do. The colony is able to develop its infrastructure, and they're slowly building a factory. But the fear, of course, is that having that fleet above the planet simply allows them to bring troops ready for a planetary invasion whenever they want. So let's move these defense spaces into this hauler, and I want to bring defense satellites to these worlds, so that at least all of our worlds that are on the edge of our space have some rudimentary defenses, and I think that's all we can call them at this stage. Now I will build a colonizer and try and do some development as well as oh no, I tell you what, I will not build a colonizer, because one is building in our home world and they take up a lot of organics, and we have a very limited supply of organics. So I'm going to destroy that, and I think what I'd actually like to do is to bulk up the defenses on our frontline worlds, and I'm going to do that by increasing the number of small ships we have. So let's build 50 Typhoons and 50 Spitfires. And we'll leave them to get on with constructing those. We may eventually want to bring you to harness the production capacity of that planet and bring it over to the east here. But for now, we will we'll see whether the colonies in the east can protect themselves. Can they stop the Logan advance and then bring the fight back to them? I'll be pretty happy if we can end this conflict in control of this little area of space and having pushed the Logans back. Because at the moment we're still very, very much at an early stage of building up our infrastructure. So if we can turn that into any kind of offensive action, I'll be pretty happy with that. That colonizer's still taking a long time to to construct. Let's split out these satellites and assemble them. So at least, so we need another 2 satellites actually, because this world is this would allow them quite an easy way into our fledgling empire. So let's queue up 2 of these Sentinel stations again. Once we've built those small fighters and bombers, right? So now we've got our carrier fleet. Now these fighters were designed quite a long time ago, but the Logans have decided that discretion is the better part of valor, and have pulled back. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to try and move up all of the small craft we have to this world and really try and use it as a bottleneck. So the covert freighter also requires organics. Yeah, we've got 11 coming in and 1,500 deficit, so it's a real resource bottleneck for us. Okay, so we need to. It's a little bit. There we go. A little bit fiddly around here, but I can use the shift key to route the freighter around this guy's space. These bird creatures, and stop our units from irritating them. So let's. So our freighter has arrived here. I wonder how many. How many small craft can we fit on? I think probably all of them from my memory. Yeah, plenty of room, plenty of room. So this freighter has arrived. So these smaller ships, let's just have a quick look at this world. Yeah, they require organics as well. So really, I want to be. I should stop producing so much, perhaps, and focus my resources on this front. Okay, let's get the fighters and the bombers. No, I don't want to do that actually. I'll misclick that. Let's split them out into a fleet of their own and get them assembled, ready to face any oncoming threats. And we'll send our hauler back to this production world, this industrial world. Again, another planet here without any defense, and it's on the front line. But I'm wondering whether we can get this world industrialized quick enough whereby it can kind of take care of the defense of its own sector. So we've built that satellite there. We've got another one coming. In the meantime, I will also load these ships onto this freighter and move that freighter to the front line here. Not that it's a front line as such. It's just a border right now. We're not actually at war with these avian people. Split that out. Let's get these reassembled. Bring the freighter back. Yeah, okay, fine. So I'm waiting for a sort of a covert ship to be built here. I'm waiting for a colonizer down here. I've got a deficit of 600, which we're slowly eating into and removing, but it's quite the production block right now. Let's have a look at these worlds. It's a little planetoid and a frozen world. with good metals, some organics. I'm just wondering whether we push out rather than going immediately onto the offensive to try and take Deneb, the two worlds above Deneb. What's going to be easiest for us, to advance the front line first, perhaps? Let's split these two out and disassemble them, merge them with our freighter, load them on, and bring them over. We don't have enough fuel. That's annoying. Maybe if we go to Minkar, yeah, they'll have enough fuel then too. Oh, and no, we've cancelled. Sorry, the route that takes us through. I'm pressing Shift and click, but no, it doesn't waypoint it like I was hoping to. Well, okay, we'll just have to do it in steps, which again a little bit clunky. So we've got a repair module now, which is used to repair other ships in the fleet, and okay, well, we don't need to use that immediately. Fleet construction. So okay, we've got our colonizer, so we finally managed to get enough organics, and there's the desert world here with metals, research opportunities. How many organics? 6 organics there. Frozen world with 8 organics. Yeah, let's go there. I probably said in my last episode that we'd go colonize somewhere else, but it escapes my memory. That was yesterday, and I've been at work all day in between. So, okay, yeah, he's just we're taking it in steps to bring these defensive satellites around, and so we need 2 up there. We need a number of them down here, so 6 in all, and the reality is it's not going to be enough to hold off a determined attack, but at least then we'll have at least our worlds. There'll be some element of defense above them, right? So these guys have they've moved out to taken the frozen world. So I think we want to be trying to go on the offensive. Let's take their worlds. So let's move out this covert freighter just to start getting intel on what we're facing. And in the meantime, what we will do is get a troop transport designed, and let's get some engines on it. It's tempting to stop the video and do the design whilst I'm not recording, and then resume once I finish. But really, guys, if you want to know, if you want to get a sense of this game, then you're only going to get that by seeing how much design work is involved, and it's not ridiculous. It just can be a little bit involved. But for me, that's where a lot of the enjoyment is trying to maximize the efficiency from the design to gain any advantage we can over the alien scum. Yeah, so let's do that. Don't need it to have an unusually large range, I don't think. What if we do that and then those in there? Okay, so what's that range? That's 8,000. 11,000. That makes me feel a little better, but it all comes down to how we power this. So let's have a look. How many generators are we going to need? These modules that allow for troop transport, I think they're particularly power hungry. But we do have plenty of space still left. Let's fill this whole deck with reactors. So yeah, we've got surplus power now, so we could add more range, which I don't think we really need to, because if our military ships can reach the planet in order to take it, then this certainly will be able to, even with that range. So let's see if we can actually get some more troops on board. Perhaps we get rid of those. Then we've got a space of 6,000, which is pretty decent. Let's put some more reactors on there. It does make it more expensive, of course, but I'm thinking we could perhaps just build one of these and transport a little army. Yeah, that's now then 716 organics is a little bit unfortunate given the bottleneck, but we don't have much of a choice. All we can do is try and address that organics deficit, maybe by taking enemy worlds with the troops that we'll put on this transport. So let's have a look. Do the troops themselves. We've got marines, tanks, ground attack aircraft, fighters, boats. I mean, from what I've seen, you need a bit of a mix of all of them. I tend to put the focus on the marines myself. So why don't we get 6,000 marines? I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll build the troop transport first, and then we'll see how much we can get on there. And yeah, that will do for now. Yeah, construction delay due to organics. A familiar story right now. I wonder whether these guys have kind of a contiguous territory over here, or whether they have just come through just to grab this Gaia world. So that colonizer has arrived, and we're going to grab this world to take its resources, or well, exploit its resources once we've got the infrastructure in place. And yeah, okay, so this, no, we don't want to go through their territory. Let's come down here. And can we get over to this world? Yes, we can. Where's that? Is that our covert freighter? Yeah, so we can go and start to spy on our opponents shortly. So we've built the troop transport. Okay, so we did that in fairly decent time. We let them build the recruit the marines, train them, which they're doing fairly swiftly. Let's just have a little. Let's deal with this fleet first, and split them into another fleet. Assemble those, and then we need to get this guy back over to a production world. I was going to say, let's just have a look at research, and so we've got ion engines queued up, UV lasers, both of them could be pretty handy. I'm just wondering whether there's all sorts of interesting things here. A frigate in 163 years, that would just give us a bit more punch if we could prioritize the frigate. Let's set that as a priority. And we will. Yeah, hopefully, if we can get that sooner rather than later, it will just allow us a few more options in terms of design. We can either make a larger and more robust carrier, or we could get sort of more specialist ships maybe, because a greater hull space would allow us to perhaps put some more interesting, more power hungry tech on them and have the room for the generators to cope with that. So we have made. However, I made a mistake. I feel like I've made a mistake. Have we been attacked or have I blundered? Either way, we need to retreat. A troop transport. Have they? Who are these? Are they Logan? Let's retreat. If we can. God, how many are we looking at? We're looking. That is a lot. I think these are the Logans. God, how did they get so many ships? Yeah, this troop transporter is above my production world. This is a disaster. Quick, guys, you need to get out of there. Quick. Okay, so we've got that bulk transporter out the way, and this troop transporter. Also, were they also retreating? I don't understand. They seem to have also wanted to retreat. We've dodged those. I'm so confused. So confused. So let's keep the game paused. Yeah, answer is this one down here. Who are these? That's my fleet. So the Logans have got past us with absolutely loads of corvettes. I do not know how they've managed to do that. So I'll leave those fighters there. I'll bring my carriers just to see if we can deal with this situation. I mean, we've got at least plenty of ground troops here for the moment. Let's build some more. Actually, let's get some tanks and ground attack aircraft and fighters. I'm a little bit worried that these buggers are gonna destroy our orbital shipyards and so put back our production. Now then. So this bulk transporter is going here. Our covert scout is about to arrive. So how many? So they've got 5 corvettes and 32 smaller ships. Well, let's move on and see what else they've got. Maybe whilst this world had their fleets above it, they were actually getting around us. It does show as well that they have got a lot of ships. We are, as in fairness, the economic graph showed. So 1 freighter, some battle satellites, plenty of fighters. So we'll bring our scout this way. Just to keep an eye on their front line forces whilst we try and take care of this this group that's in our territory. So this is another theoretical theoretical science. Yeah, let's leave him there. Leave him parked there. 5 big ships and 32. I mean, I'm sure these 200 fighters could take care of the 5, but all of my all of my well-laid plans surrounding this bottleneck have really been turned on their head with this fleet not arriving above any old world, arriving above one of our most important production ones. So again, this game makes me look like a fool. So we've got these defensive stations above all of these worlds now. This world still focusing on its factories actually. So let's build some more. I wonder where their fleet has gone. Maybe it went off in this direction. It surely can't operate without fuel for, forever. 96 fighters. They brought plenty of fighters with them. So those corvettes that, maybe they were retreating because in fact they're carriers like my own. So let's release all the fighters. And let me select capital ships. Actually, what we want to do is bunch up the capitals. We also want to bunch up the fighters. This older model, the X fighter. Saying I've got a substantial advantage up here, but I think that is largely due to my carriers, which I don't want to have in the firing line. They're not that strong. Their only staying power really is the anti-fighter lasers and anti-missile lasers. This fuel hauler at least has 2 carriers beside it. Oh, here we go. How are we getting on? That was certainly not all of the enemy fighters. Should we split our force? There. Going for the fuel. Quickly, guys. That's it. Mop them up. So they're, oh yeah, they are up here. Oh, the fuel hauler goes down. The carrier may go down. These lasers can't stop these little ion beams I think that they're using. Oh, this is pretty bad for us. Such a shame. When we get to grips with them in those split units, we polish them off easily. But yeah, the fighter and the fuel hauler, that's a high price to pay. But ultimately, we have re-secured the space above our production world, and I'm going to try and avoid making the same mistake twice, and we will build some defense stations here. They have really blunted our ability to launch our own counter-offensive. Let's, yeah, and we've also now a little bit stranded here because we don't have enough fuel. So I'm just quite keen to head down that that force, which has retreated somewhere. They're around here. I don't want them acting with impunity. Although you'd guess that they may be limited in terms of their range, like we are. Anyway, look, guys, it's past 29 minutes now, so I'll leave that here and catch you next time and try and work out the mystery of how the enemy, how this small armada managed to get past our worlds. See you next time.